ਏਕੰਕਾਰਾ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਤਹ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸਚ ਹੋਇ। Waheguru ji ki fateh, Vighan Vinashan soy. Welcome to Suraj Prakash Katha in English. In this episode, we will be doing Raas 2.35. The Jogi is given wisdom. The gracious Guru became generous and saw that the Jogi Rishi was deserving of the wisdom of the Brahm. Sadguruji was going to tell him about Brahm. O Yogeshwar, Paramatma is beyond the imagination. How can one talk about the Brahm? What you have asked cannot be answered in words. Akal Purkh cannot be put into words. Akal Purkh is beyond descriptions. For this reason, Akal Purkh is called Agochar, beyond Indris, beyond sensory perceptions, who cannot be seen, touched, heard, or felt. In order to explain to the Sikh, the Guru becomes gracious and speaks about Akal Purkh's form. I will explain this to you. The mind can create many objects in it. It can create houses, people, and places, just as in dreams. It all seems true in the dream. The places and people feel real. You can feel fear in the dream, which can startle you and wake you up. Sometimes the dream can be pleasurable. Sometimes one laughs or cries in a dream. Sometimes a great conflict can arise. If one sees all of the things in a dream as real, then one can feel joy and sorrow. But if one sees the dream as false, then there is no joy or sorrow. If a bazigar, an illusionist, shows an illusion, he does not feel joy or sorrow towards his illusion. He knows it's only an illusion. When the dream is over, one realizes it was false and does not get affected by it. If a lion comes in your dream, you don't run away when you wake up because you know it was a dream and not reality. This is what the dream is. The Atma Gyani sees the world in the same. Till there is a lack of Gyaan, one sees the world as reality. One receives a desirable object, one is happy. When one loses a favorite item, one is in pain. Love, hate, fear, and other emotions are in the mind and give one pain. With great karma, one meets the Satguru, who wakes the Sikh up and shows him or her that the world is just a dream. The Guru cuts the pain and saves the Sikh. The lion looks scary in the dream. A person wants to run, but can't. Instead, the person keeps falling. If an awake person standing next to the sleeping person can see that the person is having a scary dream, seeing him move and speaking, the person wakes up the sleeping person up. In the same way, we are sleeping and making noises of fear and uneasiness. The Sadguru becomes gracious and wakes us up. The Guru wakes us up by giving wisdom. The Guru says, there is no birth or death, no hunger or thirst, joy nor sorrow. You are above all this. Your real form is above all this. Guruji gave wisdom to the yogi and killed his ignorance. Guruji uttered a Gurbani Shabad. Suhi Mahalla Panjwa Kar Pehla Eko Ankar Sadgur Prasad. Just as an actor-performer shows a play, he shows many different roles with different clothes and characters. When the play ends, he takes off his costumes. Then all you see is the actor in his original form. How many images appear and disappear? Where have they gone? Where did they come from? Rahau. Countless waves arise in the water. Jewelry is made from gold in many ways. Seeds that are planted show many types of fruits and flowers. When the fruit ripens, the seeds appear in the same form as the original seed. The same sky exists in thousands of jugs of water. When the jugs break, the space in the jug is mixed into the sky again. Doubt comes from greed and attachment, which all comes from Maya. When the doubt is gone, only Akal Purkh is seen. Akal Purkh is never ending, who never comes or goes. The complete Guru washes the ego from our minds. Says Nanak, since the Guru washed the ego inside of me, I have obtained the supreme status. Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, page 736. Listen, Rishi. The Bazigar does plays with string dolls. He sets up many fields and makes them fight. Only the Bazigar is real. All else is false. The dolls, the story, and the backdrop. The dolls that are dancing are reliant on the Bazigar. The Bazigar makes the dolls run and fight. Some dolls look happy and some look sad. When the play ends, the Bazigar collects everything and puts it in one place. Only the Bazigar remains. See the Parmeshwar in the same way. With the will of Akal Purkh, Parmeshwar made many forms from the one form. Conscious and unconscious things are created by Akal Purkh from the one form. There is only one energy flowing through all life. Chetana, consciousness, is only of Akal Purkh. All life is from the same consciousness. Pain and pleasure are based on karma. When Akal Purkh wishes, all of life returns into the one again. Only Akal Purkh is left then. Tell me then, who is born and who dies? I will tell you another example to understand this. Waves are formed in the water, some small, some big. The waves mix into the water again after rising. It is only named a wave. The ones that don't understand this see the wave and water as different. The ones that know that the wave is made of water, they understand that the waves are good to bathe or drink. The waves make you clean. Listen to a third example. Gold can be made into earrings, necklaces, and other objects. When the jewelry is made, people call it a bracelet or ring. They don't call it gold. The jeweler sees everything as gold though. He doesn't care what the item is called. He only cares about the gold while selling it. The Gyani is the same way. They don't see the many items, they only see the Atma. The Gyani sees the Brahm in everything. The jewelry was gold before it was made, but it's still gold. When the jewelry is dissolved, it becomes gold again. The wise ones see Akal Purkh in all. Before creation, there was only the Brahm Sarup. From Brahm, many souls came. When the universe is destroyed, there is only Brahm, nothing else. The Brahm has no beginning or end. That is why Brahm is the only truth. The world will not be existing at one time, so that's why it's not true. Everything is Brahm. All else is an illusion. Here's another example. A seed that is planted becomes a tree with branches. Flowers and fruits are formed on the tree. From one seed, many forms are made. Different colors, different derivatives of cells and layers are seen. The fruit ripens and the seed shows up again in the middle. The seed was there before, and the seed was the result. The plant was only in the middle. The one that is not seen in all times is not true. The one Parmeshwar is within the whole world in many forms. Here's another example. In thousands of jugs, there is space. The space is the same in all of the jugs. When the jugs break, the air space is unaffected by the jugs as it mixes into the greater space, air. The jug moves, but the space remains. Space is everywhere. It does not come and go. That is the way the Brahm is in everything, but unaffected. The Brahm illuminates all, but is unaffected by the body. The Brahm is Sat, truth, Chetan, consciousness, and Anand, bliss, form, and resides in all. The Brahm is the same in past, present, and future. It is the same in all three times. That Brahm is in all life. The Atma is the consciousness in all. That is the Brahm. The ignorant blind person tries to seek bliss in pleasurable acts and things. The Gyani seeks bliss in the Atma. The ignorant only sees the body and is proud of it. He gets attached to material objects. Maya creates the duality and shows many instead of one. Maya does not let anyone see the true form. That is Maya's job, to not see the one. The person thus says, I do not know my real form. That is what Maya makes a person think. This is ignorance. There are two powers in Maya, Vikshep and Avaran. Maya hides a real form. That is known as Avaran. Maya also does not let you see the one. That is known as Vikshep. One sees many instead of one. Maya is the one that creates a world. It also creates what does not exist. Maya is the illusion. If one sees a rope in the dark that is bending, one mistakes it for a snake without wisdom. How did the rope become a snake? It was ignorance, lack of wisdom. Maya created this illusion using the support of the rope. Maya needs support to show everything. Maya uses Brahm to create the universe and shows the universe as the truth. Here's another example. When a house is made without doors and windows, there's darkness inside. Because there is no way for the light to go in, there is darkness, and thus darkness is created. Without the house, the darkness cannot be. Darkness then covered the whole house inside of it. It covered the walls and the floors. Nothing can be seen inside. That is how Brahm created Maya, and then Maya covered Brahm within all life forms. When ignorance and its offspring are gone, the darkness is gone, and one can see the real form. The ultimate source is seen as the supreme, where the ignorance is destroyed. The Atma is the only indestructible one. It is in one state and is not coming or going. Just as space is everywhere, so is Akal Purkh. It is not in duality. It is in constant bliss, omnipresent, without fault, without creation, and never born. The complete Guru can destroy the ego. The person then reaches the highest status by the Guru's grace. The person does not come back into the world, and the conscious connects to the Amrit form. And that is the end of the chapter. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.